Now we're going to start the handle. We have finished the end cap, so we're going to come up here and start a new drawing, a new part, and hit OK. We're going to look at what we want to do is to design this handle should mate up with the end cap, and the end cap was originally drawn on the right plane. So we will do that same thing with the handle. First, we want to make sure that inch, pound, and seconds is activated. Then we can come up here and choose the right plane, and we can activate our sketch immediately. The first object of the drawing is a circle or the geometry, so we can choose the circle sketch command. We'll lock it in at the origin, and we'll pull out to a certain distance, whatever it will be. Now, last time when we dimensioned the end cap, we came up here and chose Smart Dimensions. This time, let's come over here and right button mouse click in space and choose Smart Dimension on the floating menu. Now I can touch my geometry, pull it out to where I can see it, and put the value, which is 1 inch. At this point, we are done dimensioning the main geometry of the handle. Now we can go to Features. Features does an extrude boss from its base, or we can use sheet metal. Well, the handle is not a sheet metal object. It's actually a wood object, so we want to stay with feature. We're going to choose extrude. From the sketch plane, blind, we want to choose midplane. And the overall dimension of that is 9.0625. And we'll hit check to accept that. We will hit F on the keyboard to make it fit. So there's a new command there. The letter on the keyboard F will allow you to fit the screen. Now looking at this object, it is basically silver. It's not the color we're looking for or the materials. Let's set the material that we're going to use for this part. We'll come up to Material in the Feature Design Manager, right button mouse click on it, and Edit Materials. We will select to minus the still so we can see all our materials, and we're going to come down here to wood, expand the wood, and we'll use pine. Now at your local hardware store where you find this, you may find poplar, you may find maple, oak, but it has to be a 1-inch dowel, basically what we're using, but pine will be fine. We'll select that. We will close that, and now our material is based off pine. Okay, let's get started with the small holes that are at the end so we can screw the end cap onto the handle in our final assembly. What we need to do is come up here and choose the plane or what we call a surface that we can sketch on. I will select the end, come up to sketch, and activate that plane. I need to go to the heads up toolbars, the view orientation, so I can see what that is. That is the right view, and so if I want to look straight onto it, I can choose the right view here. And there we are, we have the right view. Okay, and now we do want to create a circle off the origin on that plane. Now we're on that end, and we move it out, and again we can, remember, right button mouse click, select Smart Dimension, and pull our position of our dimension out and put the value in, which is 1/8 of an inch. Now I have this 2D geometry that I'm going to use to cut into my solid material. And that would be a feature. So we'll choose our feature tab. cut extrude, and we'll look at it from the side here. Right now, it looks like it's going the whole distance of the part, but based off the drawing, I'm going to hit F to fit again. Based off the drawing, we know that it's only 1 inch into the part. And if I rotate this around, it gives me a visual of what I'm doing. If I wanted to go to my view orientation, I can look at it from probably the front, hit F to fit, and you can see it gives me the 1 inch distance here. I'll hit check, and now I just cut a hole into my solid piece of wood. Again, I'm going to come up to view orientation. I'll go to the top view, and since I'm up here in the heads up toolbar, I'm going to hidden lines visible, and we can actually see the hidden lines of my cut in there. Go back up here, and I'll turn it back onto solid with edges, and it shows my wood grain. If I come up here and turn off the edges, it just shows more of just the wood grain itself. I'll make it fit, and it looks more realistic, but I do like the edge curves myself. It gives me a better understanding. Let's get started to try to create the end cut that we did here. I'm going to rotate holding my middle mouse button down. I'm going to take this image or this feature and mirror it over to this side here. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll activate our tab up here to features. We'll come over here to linear patterns, expand linear patterns by hitting the down arrow button, and we'll look for mirror. When we hit mirror, our feature design manager will change, and it goes through a series of information that we have to answer. First, it says mirror, face, or plane. In the design area, expand the feature design tree on the right plane. The feature to mirror was the cut extrude, so that's the feature, and as you can see, it highlights and previews on this side. We can do partial preview or full preview, depending on how strong your computers are, or your graphics as well. I'll hit check, and if I rotate this around, it was easy enough to take this feature and mirror it about a plane to this side of the part. And if I hit my front view and change to my hidden line visible, you can see it's on both sides. This part is fully defined and ready for assembly. I'll put it back to my edge curves. I will choose a new view here. We have isometric. I'll choose isometric. Now we must finish by saving our part. The name right now is part 5. We haven't even attempted to save it, all the work we've done. So it's real important at the beginning you learn to save. I let this go to show you that it is possible to finish drawings, but the most important thing is to set up a saving pattern as you design. So I'm going to hit the icon up here, save, give it a name. We'll call this Toolbox Handle. And now we're done with the drawing. Good luck. Take your time and at your own pace, create this part.